Okay, it's a quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. And so for today's video, this is the 5 things that nobody can teach you that you only find out about once you hit 40 or thereabouts. So there is no Bible you can refer to for this. There is no self-help book. There's no explanation. Basically, when you hit 40 or thereabouts, life slaps you across the chops and says, mate, here's something new. Try figure this one out. And after my 48 years on this earth, I've realised things that no teacher can teach, no school can help you with, and no job could ever warn you about. So this one's quite personal, but equally, I can guarantee it's probably very relatable. So point number 1, time is the real currency, and sadly many people won't find this out or won't realise this until it's far, far too late. By 40, and this is very true for myself, most people realise that they are trading time for money, and it's money that realistically, unless you're spending hell for leather, you're probably never going to get to fully enjoy. Life moves super fast, and regret gets louder if you don't act. Point number 2, your health is absolutely non-negotiable. NHS data, in fact, does show a spike in chronic conditions that generally start around the 40s. You can't outwork bad sleep. No amount of coffee or supplements is going to help you with that. You can't outwork a bad diet. You definitely can't outwork stress. All of these things can compound to keep you down, to keep you oppressed, basically, especially when we've got such a broken healthcare system as we have at the moment. Now, I'm massive on health. I am massive on supplementation. I take all my A, B, C's and D's and a load of other stuff. I go to the gym religiously every single day. I get my physical jerks in. Now, most of the time for me at this point in my life, it's strength training. I don't think there's any point in my life where I won't be lifting weights. They'll just get lighter and lighter the older I get, probably. And I do try and mix it up maybe once a week with a little bit of cardio here and there. Although I do find cardio really boring. But either way, whatever you do, whether it's strength training, whether it's cardio, whether it's just one or the other or a mix of both, makes no difference. It's 100% better to be doing something than it is to be doing nothing. And you don't need to be a GP to work that one out. So you do need to look after your health. It's not just about having a long lifespan. It's about having a long health span. And the two are different things. It's very possible that you might live to 80, 85, 90. But if from the age of 55, 60, you're racked with chronic illness, how enjoyable are those 30 years going to be? It'd be much better to have a good health span where you're healthier, active, mobile, your cognitive function is on point well into your later years. And I think that's far more important. Just personal preference there, though, I guess. Point number 3, sorry. Proof that everything is one take. Many friendships are seasonal and many relationships are transactional. So to understand this, you need to just basically consider life transitions, things like kids, things like jobs, things like moving. A lot of this means that friends fade, and it's natural. It's natural. Although we are in an age now where it's made ever easier to maintain contact with people, whether it's through social media, whether it's through maybe just a Skype call or a Teams call, or even just a WhatsApp group. It has been made easier to maintain contact, but friends will still fade. There will people that come into your life for a certain amount of time and then leave your life. And my view on this is that people will only stay in your life until you've learned the lesson that you need to learn from them, whether that's 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, or never. They might be your friends for your entire life. And if you can have that, obviously that's fantastic. Real support circles do shrink though, whether it's through the aforementioned jobs or moving or having kids and just getting other responsibilities. Or it might be just by way of people expiring and therefore not being around to support you, which is going to come to us all. But that's where you need to focus on your own energy, and obviously have a way to maintain sense of self without support from people. You need to be able to empower yourself and look after number one. Point number 4, as I've said before, nobody is coming to save you, but that should be empowering. Most of us grew up thinking that one day it'll all click, you'll have that wahoo kind of moment. Very often it doesn't, and you have to act, even if you're scared. It can be terrifying, but it can also be very freeing, because basically it means that you're in a position where you can take control. And nothing's more empowering than that, even if you do it with a sense of trepidation. So number 5, and this is probably the main one that I've learned recently. So toxic people steal more than just time. They steal inner peace. Whether it's family or friends that set, boundaries that you can't adhere to, or whether you set boundaries for them. Boundaries become survival. Emotional drain equals lost opportunity. Letting go is basically a life skill. It's not a failure. And as I said before, many people will come into your life and they'll stay in your life long enough for you to learn whatever lesson you need to learn from them, and then they'll dissipate like smoke. And I think it's meant to be that way. Toxic people especially, let's just consider lending money. So I've lent money to people in the past, and it's been a case of, if I've lent somebody £50, for example, and they guarantee they're going to pay me back, and they never pay me back, and then they avoid me, and then they're not answering their phone, and then they might see you in the street and cross over, still knowing that they owe you money. It's kind of like the elephant in the room. The way that I look at that is that person's toxic, and it's cost me £50 never to have that person darken my door again. So that's probably a blessing, because at the end of the day, if that had gone on longer, or that relationship, or whatever you want to call it, had maintained itself for a longer period of time, think of the damage that could have been done. I've basically bought my way out of it for the measly sum of £50. I freed myself of that problem. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, it's inconvenient. But if you be a bit more pragmatic about how you look at it, it's probably better not to have that person in your life than it is to have your £50 back and then have them back in your life. So what are your thoughts on this? What's life taught you? What are the lessons that have slapped you in the face when you hit 40, if you're there? If you're not there yet, well, you've got all this to look forward to. So there you go. YouTube's going to put another video there somewhere. I've got a gig, so I'm going to go off and learn my songs. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz, and there'll be another video tomorrow. Goldman, peace out.